Courtesan.
Okay, all right. She's a courtesan, folks. Okay. What about
A
you?
legal prostitute. That's the term for it.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Pixie. I'm 24 years old and I stream politics on Twitch.
All right. Welcome back.
I'm Essie. I'm 24. I have 2 jobs. My passion is social media management, and then I do OnlyFans as well.
Hey there, I'm Olivia Bentley, and I am an intimacy coach. I am a legal sex worker, and I am an OnlyFans content creator.
Did you say age?
46.
46. Okay, got it.
Hi, I'm Tara. I'm 22 years old, and I'm an EEG technician and research assistant in the field of
What's
clinical
the
neuroscience.
Twitch thing for Liza right now? Is it fucking
I'm Lily.
oversaturated?
I'm 23 years old, and I'm a couple of things. I'm a student at Belmont. I'm graduating soon, and I'm a personal trainer, and my goal is to be a worship artist. Gotta make money, though.
I am Candace Owens. I'm a wife. I'm a mother first, and I also obviously have a political podcast, documentary filmmaker, and I just create a ton of content regarding what's going on in the media landscape.
Sweet. And you have tomorrow a documentary
Yes.
coming soon,
Yes, I'm
Convicting a Murderer.
very excited about that.
What time does it drop?
You can watch it live on X tomorrow night, so we're super excited about that. It also will be available on Daily Wire Plus. The first 2 episodes will be free. And yeah, it's jumping into kind of building on Netflix made Making a Murderer, made it seem as if Stephen Avery was guilty. I don't know if you guys watched that. It was everyone was obsessed with this idea that the justice system got it wrong. We kind of went in, re-examined the case, and created Convicting a Murderer, which is a 10-part series, first docu-series I think we've ever done at the Daily Wire. Extremely proud of it. It's apolitical first and foremost, and
That's what I figured.
It's been a labor of love, so I'm super excited to bring it to everybody. and to
oversaturated right now,
change
so I'm
people's
gonna wait.
minds about what they thought they originally knew about the case. So, yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
we
went.
should definitely,
if I-
like, open that
You went
window
boots
and let
on the
some cool air
ground
in here.
in was it
Fucking hot.
Manitowoc
Yeah.
County,
Went to Stephen Avery's
the junkyard.
the
or-
junkyard. Yep. And yeah,
I
I
believe
like
in
to
you.
get my hands dirty in terms of really understanding what's going on and talking to people in the town and seeing how they are impacted. Because for us, we scroll through our cell phones aimlessly and we comment on these cases, but real lives are impacted when something goes viral, and especially when something goes viral and produces the wrong answer, lives can be destroyed. And in this particular circumstance, you have a man and his nephew that are in prison, and
He's
they get
the
love letters, and
funniest
they've got
dog, dude, I
fiancés and
swear.
adoring fans and people writing songs about them. And that's all because Netflix was able to produce a docu-series and people believe that everything they watch is real. And so I'm really interested in dissecting the deceptive media narrative in a bunch of different circumstances. Just, what
I was
they're feeding
constructing
people,
my
what people
base
think is the
teleporter.
norm, what people think will bring them happiness, what people think is true. And so that's kind of been my shtick, so to speak, for the last 10 years.
I remember seeing Making a Murder when it came out. I think it was 2015.
Correct.
And then they came out with like a part 2 a couple years later. And basically, my understanding is your documentary is saying, nah, he did that shit. Is that about?
And that's the most eloquent way to put it.
I mean, there's obviously
Yeah.
you would go into some details, and you've reanalyzed the court footage and the documents, and
Yeah, just showing people what they didn't want you to see.
Dude, I ain't
essentially.
got
Because
no
when,
room
when
in
people
here.
decide on a narrative, the media gets fully behind it. It's a full court effort. It's supported by the usual pundits and suspects. Alec Baldwin got behind the Stephen Avery innocent train. Nobody thought about the woman who actually was killed and murdered. Trevor Noah got behind it. I kind of say anything that goes from Netflix to Alec Baldwin to Trevor Noah, you should immediately have your radar up and just go, am I hearing the truth or am I listening to propaganda? And I'm fascinated by the impact of propaganda. I've been impacted by propaganda. I'm obviously a person that started with liberal tendencies. I think everyone knows that part of my story. I was left-leaning, so to speak, and now I'm super conservative. So it's right on par with everything that I do and everything that I've learned in my
Oh,
life
are you
about,
kidding me?
not just accepting what the media is trying to spoon-feed you.
one question. So, and I don't know if you want to save some of this for what's in the actual documentary, but
Like, I don't want to
what would you say is like the
build my
most
base here. I'm trying to
egregious
just get it
thing
over with so I can get
Making
off
a
this
Murderer
planet.
did that they just either something that was deceptive or something that was omitted? If there's one thing that was just the biggest smoking gun, or
Yeah, well, I think I can definitely tell you this because this will be within the next 24 hours. People will be able to see this. But just skipping over who he was before he they believed was wrongly convicted of this murder. People tend to tell you who they are early on, and a person that's torturing animals and cats and dogs and, you know, in a relationship that is, you know, with a minor who's crying and talking about that, you know, he just had a very long, thick packet of crimes that they decided not to mention or to entirely diminish and make it seem like, oh, that was nothing. Yeah, so what? He threw a cat in the fire and doused it in gasoline. The
Oh, yeah,
pet.
that's what I'm
Abnormal
trying to
behavior,
do.
not something that we do when we have a couple of drinks. And
No,
they,
I wouldn't
think
think
that
so.
was kind of the most egregious thing, really unpacking everything that they chose to leave out about who he was.
Can I make a pitch to you and to the Daily Wire for
Yes.
the next
Yeah.
documentary?
I have to do this.
Can you guys look into the
to do
Tiger
anything
King?
else.
Could you guys maybe put Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles
Oh
on
my
it?
God, Matt Walsh and the Tiger King needs to happen. I'm fully behind you on this pitch.
Yes.
I will
think
bring
that-
this to the right people who can make the right decisions.
Please,
Yeah.
please. Can I get like a little special thanks in the,
Matt Walsh and the Tiger
in the
King
Tiger
is
King.
That's not
irresistible.
Who, is that? Do you think that'd be Matt Walsh would be the best at
Yes.
the Daily Wire to tackle the?
Yes.
Okay.
There's just something about the fact that Matt's a cat, and he always kind of gives you the impression that he doesn't want to be there. And he
That's
just
a
has to
good
do it for
analogy
us
of
all.
Matt
Like,
Walsh.
he's
He
like
is
the
literally
classic
like a
dad.
cat,
And I
dude.
just find him to be so funny, even when he's not trying to be funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dude is literally a
Cool.
fucking.
Well, we'll go around the table
Pussycat.
once more. So, what is your
Straight up.
everybody's current relationship status? So, are you single? Are you in a talking stage, situationship, friends with benefits, relationship, married, polycule? Are you whatever it may be? So, if you're single, how long have you been single? And what's your longest relationship? Starting with you. Go ahead.
I'm in a relationship. I have been for about 1.5 years, and my longest relationship is 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
I am single, and my longest relationship was probably about 4 years.
Yeah.
How long have you been single?
I've been single for about, I want to say 1 year now.
Okay.
I'm
Salvage
single.
data just.
My longest relationship was like around 3 to 4 years, and I've been single since like February, around there.
I think that's what I'm looking
Okay.
for, right? Right, technology.
Single. I've been single for 6 years almost now, so.
Since you were pretty much 18, you've been single?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Did you have like a high school boyfriend or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I think I dated 2 guys in high school, but it was very
That-
same
brief.
time?
Wait, that
No,
Oh,
definitely
separately.
not.
Okay.
that was a sodium
Okay,
deposit.
gotcha.
That was that
What about
far?
you?
So I just got out of a relationship of 6 months with
I
a
swear I
federal
saw
agent,
one that was, like,
and
super
I am
close.
Single, ready to mingle.
Federal agent,
Yeah.
CIA, FBI.
He's like, okay, get off
Oh.
the show.
That's not it. Never mind.
Federal agent down in Texas. So
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. And what's your
Long.
longest relationship you've ever had?
I would say 7 years.
7 years. Were you married or?
I was.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I'm currently single. My longest relationship was a little over 1 year.
Whoa, where the
and I've
fuck
been
did that
single for
go?
about 1 year.
I just started talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, but I guess I'm single. And my longest relationship was about 3 years.
Wait, sorry. You just started talking to somebody, but you're.
I've been single since February 2022, and so it's really fresh.
Okay.
So I would
got
still
it.
consider myself single.
It's early on. Okay. Candace. what
I'm
about-
married. I'm married. 3rd child on the way. 3rd child will be here in 10 weeks.
Oh, you're pregnant right now.
Yes. Are you kidding me? Very
Oh.
pregnant right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
But it's good
far?
of you not to assume, right?
Yeah, I don't
might
want
get in
to.
trouble
I
and
don't want.
then-
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
get into any trouble.
So I should be able to now. Like,
you're
if there's
how
any more
far
close
along?
by, I feel like I
30
should
weeks.
grab them though.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
Wow.
Should
thoughts
be
on
one
it? Is
over
it
this way somewhere.
boy,
Thoughts
girl?
on whether it's a boy? No,
Well-
I have a biological
Well,
understanding that it's a boy.
Okay.
She's.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I
Keep the
didn't
thoughts
mean it
out
that
of
way.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's definitively a boy. And I have
Somebody's
one
gonna
boy
walk
already at
off
home,
and be called
he's 2,
transphobic.
and I have a little girl that's 1. So we're on the back. I've basically
Awesome.
been pregnant for 3 years, so this is kind of my permanent state at the
Sure.
moment. Yeah.
Wow,
Somebody got
it's-
butthurt when
yeah,
she said that.
congrats.
Thank
And
you.
it's certainly impressive.
Somebody
that
in
you
the world.
Still are you're
I
working.
can't
like
believe
crazy.
she said it like that.
Well,
She's so
otherwise I'm
transphobic.
Yeah. Sweet. And how long have you been married for?
4 years.
4 years. Gotcha. Okay. And you said earlier on that you used to be kind of left leaning or super left
Definitely
leaning?
left leaning.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
Like
I think
nose
is pretty.
ring, pink
No,
hair?
no, there's no,
Okay.
there's no old photos
No?
that are going to
Okay, okay,
surface of
okay.
me in a pussy hat screaming about aborting my children. I'm safe
Gotcha.
in that regard, but
Damn.
I would say that I was definitely on the left, held liberal perspectives, which I think is actually really normal when you're young. I
She
think
said so
when you're
much
young,
shit,
you
dude,
kind of
that like
associate liberalism with
pisses the left
freedom.
off. That like they don't even
I mean, even the
say
word
anything
sounds
to
better
her
to be a
anymore.
liberal than to be a conservative.
Hmm.
So I think that's why they have that quote that if you're not a liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not a conservative when you're older, you don't have a brain. So it turns out I had a heart and I do have a brain. So now I'm a conservative, and but I'm actually happy that I used to be a liberal because I think I understand why people gravitate toward it, and it helps me better able to communicate to people because I can understand where they're at. Yeah.
Got it. And since I feel like politics is sort of related to dating because obviously I assume most people
I
wanna
didn't build this
date
thing to,
and partner
like,
with someone who has shared
fit
values.
everything
So
in it.
Let's go around the table.
Oh, I
What's
need metal
everybody's
plating.
politics? Would you consider yourself, let's say, liberal, moderate, conservative, apolitical?
I mean, I guess I would have liberal stances, or what people would call liberal stances. I don't like to call myself a liberal, but that would be where I guess you
Progressive,
would put me.
maybe?
Progressive would be a good word for
I
it.
don't
yeah.
like to call myself a liberal. So wait, I don't have room to
liberal.
craft anything? Do I have to drop something?
I consider myself a progressive.
Okay.
I would say I'm is an independent where it's like in between,
We got
but
what,
kind of more
one
so
of these?
leaning right, just based off of how I was raised.
How were you raised?
Super conservative, super religious.
Okay.
So
So maybe moderate politically. Maybe are there some things you're a bit more progressive on, other things you're a bit more
Yeah.
conservative on?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
So when I started out in my early 20s, I can relate to Candace. I was a little bit more on the left. And then as time has gone on and I've worked real jobs and I've been out in the real world, I'm more to the right. I am independent and I don't like our two-party system. I
Oh
think
damn,
it's
that
failed.
feels for a long time.
But I would say I lean more to the right.
Okay.
I was raised very liberal, but I found myself becoming more conservative, especially over the past
Alright,
3
so-
years. But I wouldn't fully call myself a conservative yet. I would just say I'm still centrist.
Good place to be.
Same. I used to be pretty liberal,
Good
but
status,
I am
not connected.
very, very
Except
conservative.
for the power of the British. Learn
Oh, you
electrical
already answered,
wires,
okay.
less buildable tech-
Okay,
oh,
cool.
okay.
All
Good
right.
thing I didn't
so
spend that
I have
other skill point.
First question here. So, I'm trying to hold on. I'm seeing where I want to start here. Actually, wait. We had one chat come in. I'll just
Oh,
read
was
it. while
that
we have it.
free?
To this boy, thank you for being on the show, Candace. But the world is effed. Can already tell from the panel that your views will not change their outlook. Never say never. Brian, you could be an amazing psyoper. Just saying. I've had a couple accusations that this show is a psyop.
Oh my god.
By the CIA, believe it or not. I've had a couple.
You
So.
have any show that is an accusation that you get.
Have you
so-
had-
Oh
has
my
any-
god, yeah. It's just it's.
Candace Owens show is a psyop. By who though? Who is psyoping? Okay, I don't know. But
Portals
goodest
crafted.
boy, thank you very much for that. And then we had a couple. We had this one.
7 Deadly Simps donated 200.
Seven Deadly
Candace,
Simps.
What are your thoughts
Oh
on
my
Proverbs
God.
21:19?
That's kind of
Better
funny.
to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome
What if I can
and
handle it
nagging
on
wife.
Ultra?
Also, 777
no.
decillion 777 no million 777.
Return to the base computer.
He's just kind of joke. He's kind of memeing because
770.
Oh, yeah,
TTS
over
voice
here.
will read anything. But so
Now that
Thank
somebody
you,
did that for the
777.
first time, every time they do a
It's
fucking
almost- I
show,
think it's- I think
somebody
it's
does that shit.
777,777.
welcome to the whatever podcast.
Somebody's gonna know like that to where they
so
have to
your
like
thoughts on
force
Proverbs
stop it.
21:19.
I like that we just jumped right into the Bible. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
I would say that yeah, you should aspire to marry the right person. Definitely,
Okay.
without question.
I
You should
do
aspire to marry
want
the right
to
person,
take
and,
this.
and part of that is making sure that when you're dating, you're dating somebody of value, and that also when you're considering looking for someone of value, you also take a second to measure yourself and see if you are a person of value that's worthy of marrying.
Oh,
Because I
it's
think
really
people forget that
not
part.
Mm.
And that's almost the most important part.
Got it. So recently, a video went pretty viral on the internet, and Candace, you actually tweeted about it. Something about Shashuka. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So Nick, if you can pull up a video, we're gonna just have the panel react to it, and then before you go full screen on that, so Matt Walsh posted it, and I saw this everywhere. I saw it yesterday. Her life doesn't revolve around her family and kids, so instead it revolves around TV shows and pop stars. Worst of all, she's too stupid to realize how depressing this is. And then Candace quote X'd it, quote tweeted, I don't know anymore. Quote X'd it. This is what was future. Wait, this is what was. Oh, okay. This is what a future. Future depression, Xanax, and wine combo nights alone looks like. But hey, the Shashuka.
It's gonna be amazing.
So let's play the video. Nick, if you can go full screen on it, and then we'll get the panel's reaction.
Xanax wine nights.
It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm 29 and single, and I don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house.
I investigate the space station
from my
for the
bed
footsteps
until
of the base
10:15.
computer's
Every time
previous
I thought, I should
owner.
probably get up and do something. I thought, why? Nobody's making me. I'm not missing out on anything. I went to Beyonce last night, and I didn't get home until 1 a.m. And I danced and drank my little heart out, and I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that. And I woke up a tad hungover this morning, which is probably why I was in bed for so long. And I was just scrolling on my phone, and I saw a picture of Shakshuka, and I thought, you know what sounds really good? Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make
Why am I
shakshuka
blanking
today,
right now?
'cause I have no plans, and I don't have kids, and I don't have a husband, and I don't have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store and learn how to make shakshuka. So that's on my agenda today. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York. I'm also doing a rewatch of Normal People on Hulu, which is really spicy and I highly recommend. Weirdly, I'm into this documentary on Netflix about blue zone countries, so I've got a pretty stacked day. Anyway, I say all this to say, whenever I'm hard on myself about why I'm not married and I don't have kids and I should be further along at 29, almost 30, I wouldn't want to do anything else this Saturday. And I know that you can do all these things when you have kids and you're married, and I understand, but the effortlessness and ease of my life, just kind of focusing on myself and the shakshuka I want to make or the Beyonce concert I want to go to, really pays
Okay,
off
so I do
when
need to get
I'm
my
hard
shit.
on myself for not being where society tells me I should be in life.
I thought it was gonna be really her going shot.
So, why do you guys think that this video went kind of crazy viral, and what's the analysis here?
I mean, it went crazy viral because Matt Walsh tweeted it. Let's be real. That would have just gone into the ethosphere on TikTok, and no one would have talked about it had he not picked that up and tweeted it.
Well, I don't know if Matt Walsh was the first
He
person.
was.
Oh, was
Yeah.
he really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I guess what's interesting to me is that this
I have
woman
that
has
hard time believing that
actually
Matt Walsh
said,
was the
you know,
first one to
she
pick that
gives
up.
herself a hard time. She wants to be married. She wants to have children. So I don't think that it's right to demonize her and act like she's going to have a depressing life when she just hasn't found the right person, because clearly she wants those things and she's
Damn,
trying to
dude,
make
every
herself
time I
feel
go to do
better
something.
and other people in that community feel better about not being that far along. Because like you said, you wanted people to settle down with the right person, take their time, figure out if that's the right person. So just because she's 29, you're saying that it's too late for her and she's going to be doing Xanax and drinking wine at night because
No.
she hasn't reached that point
I
yet?
didn't say that. That's not what my tweet said. That's not what my
You
tweet
said the future.
Yeah,
Right.
because she's obviously a narcissist, right? So
Why
the
would you
issue,
think
first
that?
and foremost, let's not pretend this is one video that she made. It's her brand on TikTok. It's her brand on social media. She talks about these are this community known as dinks. We're happy and we're childless. She talks about
Are these
how great it is
actually
to be
worth,
childless. So
like,
she has developed that.
something?
She's a social media influencer
Like, what's
that
the-
talks about childlessness. So let's not pretend this is one woman making a video who just said, "Oh, I had a great Saturday." There's absolutely no reason, if you had a great Saturday at 29 years old and you learned to make shashuka and you slept
hope to
in
God I
at
don't need
11
to need
until
that for
11, 15
anything.
or 10, 15, whatever she said, that you need to bring up children. There's absolutely no reason. You just say, here's what I did today. I laid in all day. I did this. I did that. The fact that she has to correlate it to saying, and this somehow makes me better than people that have children, is the problem.
She doesn't say
started.
that.
She literally goes on to talk
I
about
do think
not having
broadcasting shit
children.
like
It wasn't
that
said in
online
this
is
video.
kind of
So it's not like
L.
people are just shaming single women on the
Like
internet.
kids
You
see
could go
that
on
and
right
shit,
now
and then they're like,
talk
"Oh
about what
yeah,
you've
that's
done
what I
all
want to
day,
do."
And there's no reason to bring up, but having a child or not. She's actually doing the shaming, and now we're trying to pretend that she's the victim. She's not. She has a brand where she talks about childlessness and she talks about leaning into selfishness and all the things that are amazing about not having children. Again, this is not the first video that she's produced. So the reason why, and if you're a man watching this, don't marry this woman. She's basically telling you she's selfish. She's telling you she's a narcissist. Everything she says is about me, 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 me. Even if you're single, you don't have to make your whole day revolve around you. You don't have to. You can get up in the morning, you can go help others, you can do other things. You can say, now that I have free time as a single woman, I can go dedicate time to the church. I can sing. I can do this. I can help people find God. That particular woman that you just looked at is a selfish bitch, and men should not marry her. That's my personal opinion.
You wanted to come in really quick?
Yes, I wanted to answer your question real quick as to, you said why it went viral. I think it went viral because it's like, nowadays, it's like, it's relatable in our day and age. You know what I mean? Like 22, 23 years old. I don't know how old this girl is, but like 29 or whatever, but in my day and age, like, it's relatable to be like, haha, we don't got kids. Like,
I gotta be running out of food after that.
Kids, you know what I mean? It's like,
I'm glad you're admitting that.
It's like that.
I'm glad
like,
you're admitting that.
It's like a term that people use, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just relatable. Like, that's why it gets so many.
Nobody
views,
wants to agree with
answer
Candace
question.
because they're scared that when they get off the show, people are gonna judge them in their life.
wanted to come in, go
Fuck
ahead.
them kids.
Yeah.
No, I said
I'm
quote
just gonna.
unquote.
I was
That's
gonna.
what they say. You know
Yeah,
what I
but you're
mean?
admitting that so that she's starting the fight. You're looking
And
at
it's a
people that are
trend,
moms.
that are
Like, I don't
trending. It's a trend.
when I'm with my kids.
Right.
I don't post videos and say F them single chicks with no kids.
Right.
She did the baiting, okay, and we responded. That's it.
I don't know.
Like, it's a
The
new
first
trend
thing I was
type
gonna
thing.
say.
Hold on, let's just let Essie go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
first thing I noticed about the video was that she was putting people with kids down. It'd be fine if she was talking about how her day was and wording it differently, but it seemed like almost immediately from the beginning of the video that she was belittling people with kids, which I think is like the part of the problem.
Pixie, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think this is like up to interpretation because personally when I saw that video, my interpretation was like, oh, she's putting herself down because she's saying like, oh, you know, when I tell myself why am I not further along in life, you know, it's okay because at least I'm enjoying these things. So I could definitely see, like, depending on how you're looking at it or if you have further context, why you would think she's putting kids down. But when I saw that video by itself, I was thinking, like, people are kind of going a little bit overboard in the sense that she says she's being harsh on herself. She doesn't have children, and these are just the things that have made her happy today. And I don't think that by itself, without additional context, is inherently wrong.
I'm on a space station?
Anybody else? Tara, did I say it right this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know the background of what other types of content and messaging she puts out, but just from that video alone, I don't think she ever, to me, I never got the impression she was shaming people that women that were married to kids. It felt like she felt bad that she wasn't already there and she was just trying to be optimistic about it. And so I think it sounded more like her content was about making women who are childless and not married yet and are approaching the end of their reproductive years to like look on the bright side. But I really, and all my friends know I'm like so eager and ready for like marriage and kids, but I really honestly just didn't get that impression from that video alone that she was in any way.
So when she was talking about, I got to go to a Beyonce concert and I didn't have to pay for a babysitter, you don't think that was belittling?
She was obviously
selfish of her to say that.
Yeah, she's
but
being selfish,
and she
was being rude. And if it was flipped and a conservative woman with children said the opposite of that to single women,
it would blow up.
It would blow up, and they would say, "How rude of you! Why are you even mentioning single women? Just say you had a good day with your kids. That's fine. If I said I woke up, went to the park with my kids, did that, okay." Chill. Why are you correlating it to children?
Every
It doesn't,
system
you know, it doesn't
has
make
a
any
space
sense.
station
And like I
serving
said,
as
she's
its hub.
produced more
Speaking of life
content, so
forms
that
on board,
the
the
context
station
is
brings a
important.
chance to
She's
trade,
leaned
learn
into
words,
this
or
as a
gain
brand,
standing.
as an influencer. So, you know, then you're going to expect people that influence people to have families to respond. Matt Walsh being among them, me being among them, and I would like to again warn men against marrying a woman who holds those sorts of perspectives because she's ultimately just selfish. Like I said, you can have a day and you can be single.
Like, can I
and
not do
have a
anything with him yet?
It's me, narcissist, me, here's what I did for me. It's just not a woman that you want to marry full stop. For leaving the kids totally separate from it. I wouldn't marry a woman like that.
Go ahead.
And all I'm saying is like, it's sad, but it's crazy that like it's a trend. You know what I mean? Like that's why they're getting so many views on TikTok or Instagram or whatever they're posting these things on. It's like, it's a trend.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's crazy.
Just a show of hands, who here wants to have kids one day?
More, yeah. It's my third, but
Besides Candace, does anyone here have kids? You got kids? How many?
Yeah.
You got?
I have a son. He's 21.
Okay,
Mm.
gotcha.
He's
Gotcha.
perfect, and I'm good.
Okay.
But
got
one
it.
thing I notice, a trend, like, I agree that it's a trend, and she's doing that to brand herself and go viral and get a lot of attention and maybe monetize that. When I talk with other girls and they're younger, and I'll say, are you married? Are you planning on having children? Sometimes that's a hot button for them, and it's maybe
Alright, what does it want me to do
perhaps
next?
you
Because I
know,
want to get
these
off this
kinda
planet.
trends are
We
like
need a
the
warp drive.
It's a rebellious thing because sometimes it's expected for people to get married out of the gate and have children and that kind of traditional lifestyle. If it's an expectation that parents have that they put on their children and younger generations aren't having it, especially these days when it's so hard to, I mean, it's so expensive, people are having to work a lot, you know, I mean, that's just one thing I've noticed. A little pushback on that question, even when I ask it. And I love children.
Gotcha. And I don't recall if you had a response to Candace or.
I mean, I was just going to say the opposite content does exist, and I would say that it's more prevalent, and usually there's more of it than there is the opposite. And whatever community she wants to represent, I think that somebody that is single, and obviously, like I said, she closed out the video saying, I know that women that are married and have children can do all of these things as well, but this is what makes me feel better because I'm not that far along. And I think if she's giving comfort and solace to women that want to be in that position and aren't quite there yet, whether you took it that way or not, I think that that's okay.
I don't think anything that she did in there was meant to be charitable. It was all that her. So, I mean, just a different interpretation, but I'm just happy that you were honest and admitted that it is becoming trendy to put
It's
down
like-
women.
yeah.
Yeah, but by the way, speaking to what you were saying about it being an act of rebellion, I used to be a feminist. If you had found me, you're 22, right? Found me at 22, I would have probably had the same perspectives as you about family. It is something different, and you will realize that when it's someone that's 29 years old and saying that, it's not the same intention. It's not, I'm young, I'm free, I'm wild, and I think I'm going to live forever. What she's doing is something different, and also just recently today, actually, Emma Ratajkowski came
Oh,
out
that's
with a
far
quote
as
about,
shit, dude. I'm
I
getting
think
back on my
divorced
ship
before
and
you're
flying
30
there.
is chic.
Fuck that.
That's something else, and that a woman at 22, a woman at 29 saying something that is appropriate when you're at 21 or 22, it's a little different, and she knew what she was doing. It was intentional. And like I said, if you look into her content, this is not some innocent woman that was.
It's
posting
just
to
toxic
boost
to
herself
talk
up on
like
the
that,
internet.
like to
She's
make a
trying
video
get
like
clicks,
that.
she's trying to get views,
Right.
and she got them, for better or for worse.
I want to come back a little bit now to people's relationship status. So, or not even so much relationship status, but perhaps it's related. So, both of you do courtship?
Sex work.
Courtship?
Courtesan.
Courtesan.
That's an old.
Sex
Name it
fashioned
however you want.
historical
That's
term.
crazy.
Back in the day, courtesans were able to own property, whereas the Little Miss didn't have that ability. The way the laws were written back in the day of ancient years, like the wife was toddlerized, and then the courtesans were able to go and attend the meetings with the politicians and the business owners and actually state their case and be influential.
But okay, so I'm just trying to differentiate here because courtesan, that's when I think of it, I think of people who are in the court. Typically, there's
In
a
the courtyard.
kingdom.
Yeah.
There's a kingdom. There's a monarch.
Think you're
and
fucking
there's,
funny?
You know, maybe some of them are
Babe?
dukes, maybe.
It's
or
from that
there's
era, but it
viceroys.
You think you're
There's
funny?
some viceroys in there. There's a couple of I don't know
Oh,
some
hey,
other terms.
Sammy.
Lords, ladies.
Yeah.
Yes.
But okay, so you guys work in Nevada,
just
is
got
that
it.
correct? In what's the place that you guys work at?
There's different brothels. The Bunny Ranch. I've
that
been
fucking
at the Bunny Ranch.
monkey?
We've both been there. We both worked at the world famous.
Babe,
Mustang.
look at my phone real quick.
Those are more normal.
Oh, so you guys both don't work there, or you don't work there anymore. Do you still work at the what is it called, the Bunny Ranch, or?
So, we're independent contractors. So
Take your time.
So like when we're on tour, we contract ourselves out, you know, with whomever.
Okay.
So that might change.
Sure. So a couple questions here. So.
Oh God.
I don't know, maybe it's changed throughout the course of your life, but how many, maybe you see men, maybe you see women, how many per day or per week, would you call them clients? What do you call them? Tricks?
Clients,
What do they call
friends.
them?
No, not tricks.
Marks?
No.
No? Okay. I don't know. I don't know the terminology. I'm not
I mean,
in the world.
some providers may, but they're not
Okay.
maybe the most respectful.
Okay.
I like to deem them friends as soon as I
Sure.
get to know them, and
Gotcha.
and we are like friends. Sometimes we're like married couples, but
Yeah.
it can be it depends, anywhere from like 2 to 3 a day. That's a lot.
Alright, what the fuck am I
maybe
supposed
5
to
a
be
week.
doing here? Because these motherfuckers are on one.
What about you?
So anywhere between 2 to 3. Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Anywhere between 2 to 3.
Okay.
And sometimes 4 or 5. depending
Oh
on
my
the
god,
day.
I'm so
Per
bad
day.
at flying this thing.
Do you know what the most is in one day? Like, was there one day
It
this?
always fluctuates.
Okay. Is there ever like a 10, a dozen?
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
Baker's
yeah.
dozen?
It
Bro,
can.
what the fuck?
It
Okay.
can happen.
Sure.
I don't personally. do that.
When coming off the heels of Dennis Hoff's Cat House, there were, I
What?
mean, 10.
Oh, Nick, hide. In-
What the fuck just happened? Why did you just say hide?
Okay, cool.
Okay, we're fine. Okay, all right, good. All right, welcome to the Whatever Podcast. Always something. Where were we?
I was mentioning after Dennis Hoff did his famous show Cat House on HBO, he drummed up a ton of mainstream media. He got one of the girls on Oprah and whatnot. There were so many people coming in. Those were the days where maybe you'd be seeing like 10 clients, 12 clients in a day.
Okay,
And that was
gotcha.
a lot.
Gotcha. And for you two, has being involved in prostitution, has it had any impact when it comes to your romantic prospects?
Yeah, I've got to be able to be myself and fully disclose, and I need that person to accept me for who I am. Bottom line.
Bro, why am I getting attacked right now? I didn't do
have
shit.
had no issues doing being a legal prostitute. I've had no issues being a
legal
because I
prostitute,
haven't
that's
been dating
insane.
anybody, within this time for that year.
Mm-hmm.
As for everything else,
I mean, to
it's
each their own,
hard
I guess.
dating.
Mm.
I've ran into a lot of insecure men. Typically, those are the ones that can't handle me doing what I do for work. And
You're insecure
What-
because you
just a
don't
point
like
of
that your
clarification,
girlfriend's a
so
fucking legal
you run into a lot
prostitute.
of
Get the
insecure
fuck
men.
out of
Are they
here, bro.
insecure because they don't want to date you?
That is
because you are
insane, bro.
attractive as a prostitute?
no,
Rest
I'm
in peace,
saying
that
I've
relationship.
Never dated a guy while I was working at the brothel,
Mhm.
at the Bunny Ranch or the Mustang Ranch. But I've been dating guys like between me doing camming and
Sure.
dancing. So that's what I'm talking about.
But
Um,
you mentioned insecure men. What specifically are they?
And code signal
doing
received.
that makes them
Activated
insecure?
target
Is
shoot
it
for
'cause
that.
they're insecure about your work?
Yes, like I've had exes in the past that would cry about me going to work to dance at the strip club.
Okay.
I've had guys try to control like what I wear and say that I can't work at strip clubs or do OnlyFans or whatever.
Is oh, sorry. Was there more?
No, and that's.
Okay. Is it because they're insecure, or is that just them having boundaries and standards?
I feel like that's. I mean, you knew what I was doing before you met me, right? So all of them knew exactly what I was doing before they met me, which brings it to, yeah, if you have a problem with what I do before you meet me, maybe don't get involved with me.
Sure.
I'm very open, I'm a very honest person. You knew what I was doing before you met me. If you don't like it, there's the door. Nobody's making you stay.
I think too, gentlemen love the idea of dating us, and then once we go to do it, then it's not really realistic.
Right. It's almost like fetish.
A fetish.
Like, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so hot. I have a girlfriend that does this, that, and the other, and then when they're really at home and I'm like on OnlyFans or on a call with a client or whatever, they're like, no, this is weird. This is weird. You know what I mean? And that, I think,
Of course,
it's
nobody wants
an
their fucking
insecurity,
girlfriend
yes,
doing shit like
because
that.
you knew where I was coming from. You knew what I was doing, and you weren't okay with it.
I mean, honestly, you
Then you
expect
should've
anything
done- I mean,
like different? Like, that's insane.
at a point.
Well,
I mean, I
understand.
suppose you have a point that, I mean, if they knew going in
Mhm.
that this is what you do for work, you're a stripper, or you're
Right.
doing OnlyFans, or you're doing sex work, then I think it's a little bit of a stretch that all of a sudden, a couple weeks or months into a relationship, then they start changing up. But I think to differentiate the conversation a little bit, for example, like let's say, and I don't know if you mentioned this, when it comes to like posting perhaps revealing photos online, not intended for commercial, like they're just on Instagram, but they're not monetizing it, they're not content creators, or like, for
Isn't
example,
there a way
if
to
they
like scan these
go to a
things?
bar, club, party a lot, would you consider it insecure if a guy, maybe 3 months into a relationship, at that point he started having issues with you or with another girl? Hey, he started saying, hey, I don't want you going to clubs and bars anymore. I
And
don't
he
want you
already
to.
knew? You're saying he already knew this?
Well, like, I assume he knew. Yeah.
So, if he already knew, then
Well, I guess my framing is, prior to dating, he had no problem with you or with another girl engaging in what
Mhm.
he considered to be single behavior at the time. But once you or whoever it is started dating, he wanted his partner to act in a way that he thought was more consistent with being in a relationship. So perhaps it's okay to go out to, me personally, even if I'm single, I'm not really interested in going to bars, clubs, and I don't post revealing photos online, but I don't know. I feel like that men don't do that too much. I mean, there's certainly men that post like whatever. Anyways.
There we go, that's what we need.
But once you get into the relationship, there's expectations that certain things change.
well, with the sex worker,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just differentiating when it comes to like posting revealing photos. If it's not for your work,
then yeah,
or
like
going to bars and
I can
clubs.
separate my work identity from my personal life.
Go ahead. You wanted to come in?
I mean, if we're talking somebody that's not a sex worker and is posting revealing photos, I think that that's something that you talk about before getting into a relationship with somebody. Because then if you're talking,
Well.
you know, and a guy is like, you know, my expectations for my girlfriend are X, Y, Z. I don't like these kind of revealing photos for my girlfriend. I don't like you going out all the time. And then I think from then on, that's when you decide whether to make a relationship serious or not. Because if she doesn't want to restrict where she's going or what she's doing or the type of photo she's posting for him, then that's her decision. But I don't think that it's wrong for a partner to ask her, you know, hey, if we're in a relationship, this is what I expect. And then, you know, she makes the decision, yes, I will do those things, or no.
But do you think that so early on, like say on the first date or second date, that there's enough of a relationship established for a guy to have enough, I don't know if leverage is the right word, but like enough pull or influence to be like, hey, listen, I don't want you doing this anymore?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But that's, I mean, she just said that you should early on, you should
Early
say,
on,
I
not
don't.
date number one. Date
Not
number one
date
is
number
crazy.
one, not
Okay,
date number
okay,
two.
okay.
That is
Maybe date
wild.
number
I mean,
three,
okay,
four,
wait.
like-
There's,
Okay.
I think there's two things
Go ahead, Pixie.
going on here. I think you can date someone, and then as a relationship evolves and changes, some things that you thought you were comfortable with, you're like, hey, I'm not really comfortable with this anymore. I think that's reasonable. But I think that's very distinct than going into a relationship thinking, oh, I don't like the fact that she posts this types of photos. I'm going to make her stop. You know, I'm going to change her, basically. Because you're setting up, I think, everyone for disappointment. You're setting up yourself, her. There's a difference between going into something, having feelings change, talking from there, and intentionally trying to change before you even date, really.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you ever fell in love with somebody, would you be willing to delete all of your stuff if they asked you?
Would I be me?
Yes. If you, as a sex worker and everything that you do, if you fell in love and you found someone and they asked you to stop.
So, with that being said,
I have
I am
to do
currently
it.
single because of what I do for work. I am very much so busy doing my work, and I'm
I have to give it a shot. Definitely need to change my sensitivity. So I grabbed this already. Guard, you can block enemy attacks by guarding. If your guard is successful, your character will take reduced damage, but it will consume stamina. The reduced damage will be transferred to guard regain. Guard regain accumulates but gradually decreases over time. While you have guard regain, you can attack enemies to recover HP. If a guard succeeds right before being hit, it triggers a perfect guard. When a perfect guard is successful, you will not receive damage, only stamina is consumed. You can use perfect guards to destroy an enemy's weapon or put the enemy in staggered status.
You cannot see in the dark. Switch me on and gently will light the way.
What does my arm do? Oh wait, he actually did damage for that because it wasn't a perfect parry? There are doors and ladders all throughout Pratt that are locked by devices. You can lock these doors or go down the ladders to create shortcuts. Ooh. Damn, okay. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I just got destroyed in a fucking game like that, dude. I don't know if I'm ready to play that shit again. There we go. That's what I needed to do. You will get banned. I do not want to hear the same shit, dude. And then you come back and join again after I told you that I'm not interested and you ask me the same fucking question. I hate when it does that. There we go. Are you fucking kidding me? Hmm.
Hey guys, I'm Don Gaming. Are you ready for a fantastic game and its anniversary awards? Check out State of Survival now. It's a top zombie survival strategy game that's free to play.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Flagrant. And I just want to let you all know right now, I know there's been a lot of messages because there was a lot of concern. You were like, are you guys okay at Burning Man? I know you're stuck in the mud. Is everything okay? Is everybody safe? Does everybody have enough food? Does everybody have enough water? And the answer to all that is yes, because we were in the Hamptons, where they have almost no mud, and they have tons of water and tons of food. We were having an absolutely amazing time, and Akash was obviously filming his newest special.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, any regrets for not being at Burning Man? We know that you have none. You guys.
I think this might be the most fun year.
I
think so.
Akash has a bunch of regrets.
All that money.
Like, come on.
Son, if there was 1 year you needed to go.
This is the year I should have gone,
There was
dude.
one
This is how you know
fucking year.
God don't want me at Burning Man, because he took me out the 1 year I would have liked.
Or he was like, damn, we were too hard on that kid the first time. We need to give him his ideal Burning Man this time around.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have put it this weekend. He wouldn't have put the special date this weekend. That's how it all felt. God doesn't want me at Burning Man, bro.
All right, fair enough.
He wants
fair
me to stay faithful to my wife, away from the mud.
Does it count as cheating in your culture when you guys fuck the ground?
Yeah, dude, because we love it so much. You know what I mean?
But that does count as cheating.
I has to. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's the passion about it. It's not the fucking, it's the passion with which we do it. You know what I mean?
It's like emotional cheating.
Yeah, it's emotional cheating.
It's the spirit
I
of
mean,
cheating.
look at that and try to not beat your dick. Just imagine that. Just imagine any time you exit your tent, you could just
Michael Jackson dance where he's just like on the ground and he's like, you remember that shit?
Jesus, that bombed. Dude, fucking
You
unbelievable.
could kind of feel it in the beginning. You could kind of feel the Michael
If
Jackson
you
dance.
remembered it, then it would have been good.
Yeah, it's our fault. It's our fault. Yeah.
That's Michael Jackson dance. No one thought Moonwalk.
Yeah.
No one thought Moonwalk.
These guys on vacation 2 times.
Damn, this shit is super loud. There we go.
Our bad guys. Hey guys, I want us each individually to apologize to Alex for his
You all right over there, kid?
Alex, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I should have known about the Michael Jackson dance where he does that.
No, I just want to get off this motherfucking planet, dude.
We can proceed. I don't know what.
Okay, I think, Mark, you're 100% right. I think, listen, as annoying as it would be, and obviously looking at it right now, going, okay, I'm pretty glad we weren't there. It looks kind of fucking crazy. Can't leave whatever you want. Everybody's full of fucking mud. It looks disgusting. I do think that it would be the best Burning Man.
Yes, dude.
I mean that 100%.
I think hardcore burners are very happy this happened. Because
Here's
it's
the
going to
thing.
weed out the people who are like,
Oh,
casuals.
yeah, 100%. But also, like, Burning Man is about doing drugs.
Wait, how do I?
But it's also about connecting with people.
On drugs.
Yes, and the best way to connect with people is drugs.
I believe
But the second best way to
Wait,
connect
where the
with
fuck
people
did all my shit
is
go?
to have a group struggle.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
And it's why like everybody in Canada is so nice. It's because you need to be nice to your neighbor because you might die. Your heat goes out in the winter, it's -40. You'll die. You need to be able to go to your neighbor's house and say, hey, how you doing? Can I stay with you so I don't die? My family doesn't die. And they go, of course you can. So they're polite, they're kind.
Yeah,
right?
it's like CrossFit people are weird.
Keep going on that.
Because they're all hanging out, doing hard work together all the time, 4 days a week, and by the end of like a month, they're like, you're my brother.
Yeah.
We work out together. They're like, no.
No,
We've almost
group
died
struggle.
4
You're my
times.
brother.
But it has to be almost death. It has to be that level because I thought about this and I was like, well, why? It's not just inclement weather because then people in Portland would be nice.
Right.
But the problem with Portland is it's just rain.
Yeah,
It
okay.
doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
It's the perfect amount to just drive you crazy
Yeah.
without ever hurting you.
No bonding.
No
Just
bonding.
annoyance.
It's sadness, but not hardship.
There you go.
It's-
Hardship
what?
comes together.
Yeah, hardship brings you
You're an
together.
army.
Yeah.
You're going against the mud.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what the British used to do. Was that the, no? Okay. I'll take it. Al, it's
Michael
fucking,
Jackson did, as I'm saying. Hey.
Damn.
I'm with the mud jokes. I've participated. I just
No,
didn't.
it's
I have to
me,
purchase it.
but there was, the ideas were there,
Apologize to
but
him
it
for
didn't really make
not
that.
getting that joke.
I apologize, dude.
Yeah.
That's on me. It's on me.
Fucking hell. Okay,
Sorry
let me
for
get it
not
back. Let
knowing
me get it
that
back.
British
Let me get it back. Let me get it back. Okay, so the point is, I think that this would be by far the most fun Burning Man to be at. And is there a little part of me that's upset that we didn't go? Yeah, but we also had a fucking incredible time. Like it was, this week was fantastic.
Talk about it.
That's it. Well, I first want to talk about your Especiale.
I mean, maybe the best weekend of my life.
Really?
Yeah, like up there with the wedding. Right?
Really?
Yeah. And I
Probably
didn't feel
honestly
bad.
just fucking farm gold out of the things and I'll get enough.
First, and it might be first.
But I thought there was another way you could get it. Oh my god, dude.
Just so he doesn't die tonight.
No, you will see this. When you get married, that's a fucking unbelievable thing. But my wife was also here with me, shared the whole thing, and she'd been with me through all the broke shit, so like, I have an out to be
Oops.
like, hey, you know what I mean? You were at both. So I can kind of get away with it. But the wedding is amazing. It's like a different level of happiness. But this was like, you get this, because we're older, what the 1 hour comedy special has meant to us our whole lives. I remember watching Bring the Pain and being like, what the fuck? I remember downloading Killing Them Softly on an album and playing it on a CD.
You never watched a video of a wedding and been like, oh my God.
Yeah, we don't, as men, you're not conditioned to dream about.
So if you could relive one of them once, which
Comedy special. And what's crazier, I already lived it 4 times. There was 4 tapings. Comedy special.
Yeah, you want to do a fit.
Yeah, fifth, absolutely.
Oh, awesome.
It was the greatest, and I really want to say thank you. First of all, you showed us we don't need the networks, and I've been thinking, just kind of like processing everything, and it was no networks. I didn't even go to the network, I just paid for it, and the reason I was able to pay for it is because this little pod was started, and you guys supported us, so thank you guys. I was able to pay for it. It's a lot of money, and it's fucking hurt to pay for it, but like.
And destroy a bunch of these rocks and get the material I need.
I didn't even know people from Seattle. I'm getting emotional talking about it. Canada, fucking Miami, LA, New York. People missed the since we ran New York Comedy Club and they flew down from New York. We even went to the Hamptons. You guys went to the Hamptons, which I really appreciated. And I'd have been nervous if y'all were there. I'd have been like, I hate knowing a bunch of people in the building.
That's what we got farther.
So you guys did me a huge favor going further away. But like, yeah, they said people were lining up like 6 hours early to get front row seats and shit like that. Like, it was crazy. Somebody, I don't know, somebody stole the stool I was sitting on. People were like trying to buy pieces of the set. We're actually trying to find a way. Thank you, man. I didn't know how many pictures leaked or whatever. Nick Pastore, fucking brilliant guy who made this. Outfit shots for Ross Smith. We mentioned them on this podcast. They made a piece that I think you guys would actually like. But yeah.
Is that the website that we went to?
Yeah, they got some fire. They made some fire
Finally,
tickets.
bro. Come on. Finally did it, man. We were going through that website. You need to update that website and just put only that jacket up there. Because the rest of the fucking carpets you had on there were absolute dog shit. But what is the website again?
RASTAH.com. Rasta
Rasta.
official.
Hey, why you gonna do that? He's wearing one of the carpets right now.
Dude, honestly,
That's a butterfly.
this is the first outfit that he's worn that I think is like really fucking horrible.
Yo, so good. Because I was gonna be like,
shit.
are you really?
Jesus. I I mean, this is unbelievable.
Fine China.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
You're
dude.
dressed as like a Greek trinket store.
Oh my God, that's good.
No. I'm very proud of you. I'm so stoked for you. I know how hard you've been working on this
Thank you,
thing, and
man.
like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of pressure to hold all that together, and you fucking did it. And shout out to your boys, and I'm stoked, man.
Thank
I'm
you,
stoked.
man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys again. Everybody came out, and I really am so fucking proud of what.
So what's the plan? Where do you want to
So
release
we're gonna.
it?
I wanted to just put everything I had into this thing, and I did. I gave every ounce I have, and I felt like it made something really fucking great. I really do. And
Yeah.
then after that, I'm not sure where we're gonna go. We're gonna talk to some people. Some networks are already kind of talking to us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what that looks like, what the YouTube route looks like. We're gonna compare them, and then we'll figure that out. Right now, it's
Yeah.
just take like a week or two, kind of decompress, and then get in the edit and figure it out. But like,
Let me just ask you one question about your shirt.
Yeah.
When you put your shirts on, do you put them on feet first through the collar?
why is that?
I'm just
I wore this when I.
like, do you open the collar and stick your feet in and then bring the whole thing up to your shoulders? Is that why? Because something happens around here where, I mean, I can put my whole fist into your shirt.
Go on.
Without even really stretching the collar
Can I
anymore. So
tell
I
you what-
need you to explain, because you have a beautiful head. Your head in your whole life has never gained weight. You could be 200 pounds and you have the same
I got close.
beautiful.
Oh, I guess
really?
I'm kind of close to having enough.
Beautiful fucking head. So I need to understand why the collar
Can I
gets
tell you
stretched.
what I think it is? I have a weird thing of something sitting on my neck, and I always just adjust the collar. It's just like a weird
You're
fucking.
not
it's like,
strong enough to drop the collar. Stop it, bro.
Listen, if Alex,
That
if
was-
Alex's
I
hands,
didn't laugh.
if Alex said that he was,
That was really good. I don't you know I did not laugh because it wasn't funny. I didn't laugh because I'm exhausted. That was great. Mud joke made no sense. That was great.
Oh, we're gonna get back to the mud.
Inaccurate.
Yeah, we're gonna make the mud work. We're gonna make it
We
fucking work.
Yeah.
But just please help me understand
Yeah.
why the collar is like that.
I think that's why it's like that.
You just pulling it
I just
nonstop.
fucking yank at it all the time. I just don't like.
Just anxiety.
Maybe. Maybe it's an anxious thing. Yeah, it might be.
He's like,
It's always been. I was even looking before one of the tables. I
Before
was
you
like,
get
why this shit
dressed?
is still coming to a beat.
Before you get dressed one day,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to your house
Okay.
with a fresh new shirt,
Okay.
and I'm gonna watch you get dressed
Okay.
because I need to get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
This to me is more confusing than the pyramids.
I also.
God.
Like the pyramids, I understand you're putting blocks on top
I'm
of blocks.
holding back, like just banging on his head. He looks like a bottle of Casa Azul.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what it looks like.
He's back.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Alex is back. Even though he pronounced it wrong, he's back. He said Casa, not Clase, but it was so good. It was
You
so
got it.
good that you do look like a bottle of Clase
Oh
Azul,
my
dude.
God.
We need
I
a
also-
fucking just in the middle.
This whole time,
Okay, go on.
I also wore this one
Smash
on
it
the
up.
plane. I haven't changed since the plane.
Oh, you wore this on the plane?
Yeah, on the flight here.
Okay, cool.
It's probably more fucked up because of that.
Yeah.
But I thought about changing it. I was like,
Definitely. No, that happens to me when I get on planes. Sometimes I'll turn,
Looks like you're wearing your dad's shirt.
Yeah.
You're wearing-
My dad, it's a hula skirt.
You don't lay flat and then fuck up the shirt?
Bro, you're doing something wrong. And we just need to acknowledge it.
It could be.
We just need to acknowledge it as a
hang the
group.
shirt up while you're wearing
Is there
it?
something wrong with me that when I sit down, my pants come up to my knees? Yeah. Do we know what it is? No, because look,
You went
this is
back
it.
to the short joints?
Look, have you ever seen pants this baggy on me
Nah, but
before?
you had to pull it
Have you
down.
ever seen
You
pants?
had to pull it out a
But
lot
watch,
when you
watch.
stood
He's not
up,
gonna
though.
move. He's not
Look
gonna
at
move.
look at
And then
this
watch
is
him
baggy.
sit. And
Right,
watch him
right?
sit.
Sit, look. Magical. That's magic.
Yeah.
You and I have a thing with clothing that cannot be explained.
Your bottom is my top.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna fucking figure this out.
All right.
Have you ever put on a rash guard? What does it look like?
What's a rash guard?
A rash guard is like something you would boogie board with. What about a wetsuit?
A turtleneck, perhaps.
Yeah.
I
What
don't.
happens with turtlenecks to you? You just
I
look
don't.
like Sharon Stone. I need to know.
I've never wear turtleneck.
I'm gonna have
I
so
can't
much
anything on my neck.
Oh, it is
tritium.
a thing.
It's
with
a
the neck.
weird thing I have. I had my whole life. I hate it.
Sexual?
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Miles relate.
I just anything right here. I just fucking hate it.
Come
What did
on,
Miles
everybody's
do?
catching. Everybody's catching.
What Miles do?
Get it. I think we
Miles,
gotta-
he's into choking or
Nah,
something?
he can't wear turtlenecks. They don't fit.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Oh shit. I have enough.
Is it because it's because they'll come up to the bottom of your nose?
Don't bail him out. Schultz. He almost was stuck in it.
I was gonna say that.
I was looking for the worst stuck in
The
it.
shit that they wear that's covering the whole face and all the rappers who wear.
Just looking over the wall, approaching on his mouth.
It's like a fucking ski.
This
Okay.
one, this one.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What? That's Miles on the turtleneck?
Okay, so you felt great about the special.
Yeah, man.
Everything's
I'm
awesome.
So fucking happy with it. Yeah, so happy.
Okay, and then you see what happens. Look into some networks, maybe. Look into self-release. There's
Absolutely.
plenty of different options.
Yeah, we'll see what
that
the
are open
options
for you.
are, who's talking, what they're talking about, and then we'll take it from
Okay.
there.
Is the shirt stretched in the special at all?
Probably.
So
I
why
bet
you
if you
gotta
look
bring
at
it back to his shirt? I'm curious.
I just need to see a picture. Can I see a picture of you?
Give him a break. See if we can CGI.
I don't know if I have
Yo,
one.
you don't. Tell him to give you a break, yo. Y'all bullying this kid.
I'm curious.
We're not being bullies. I just want to know if we can see his belly button during the special from where his collar is. More or less.
We went through this one time. We filmed a Netflix thing. We filmed a Netflix thing with this guy, and we didn't realize until 3 weeks later that his entire bulge was in one of the cameras. You could see both of his testicles and the penis and the small vein on the side.
Who didn't realize?
You, director.
I loved it. What do you mean? It's like, give me more of that.
We were like,
Yeah,
do we
come
try?
on.
We literally were like, do we blur it? And try
I said
to
no.
CGI it?
No. You want to take it out with the color correction.
We was trying to increase the, women.
Yo, and what color were the pants?
They're like what?
Black?
Navy?
Black is slimming.
Okay, all right.
And your boy was still bulging. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, so Burning Man, we weren't there. Shout out to everybody who went. And we're glad you back.
RIP to the one dude.
Yeah, what happened?
Somebody died.
I feel like that's not that bad. Don't somebody die every time?
Not really. It's really not a lot of deaths.
They have a good streak of not too many deaths. Just
There was the
saying.
one guy who ran into the fire.
Crazy video.
Yeah, that's crazy. When they like burn
He
you.
ran into the fucking
what is it called?
fire, bro.
Temple. He just ran straight into it. Fucking nuts.
But who died this year in the mud?
There was another Indian joke right there about a wife running into
Damn
the
it.
fire when the
We
husband
take them the
dies.
stairs.
I was wondering if you would get to it.
Fuck. No, that was like, that's intricate. That's
Yeah, okay,
nuanced.
okay.
Yeah, that was really good. Damn it. I missed that one.
Okay, it's all good. We got it.
You could have made that one.
We got it. We got it. I'm too tired to make the connection,
That's okay.
so I was just hoping you
joke.
would get it.
Okay, you had a heavy
I couldn't
weekend.
put the words together. I just
You
had
had
the
a big
idea.
weekend. You had a big weekend.
Yeah.
Tour announcements. We have added shows or more seats in the following cities. Niagara Falls, Ontario, September 22nd. Windsor, Ontario, September 23rd. We added another show in Perth, Australia on November 13th. Melbourne, we just added
Damn,
more
I can
seats
get that much
for
for
the
these?
John Cain Arena on November 16th. And Sydney, we added a second show November 17th at the Aware Super Theater. And Brisbane, we just added more seats to the Brisbane Entertainment
Those are
Center.
easy to get, too.
Guys, theandrewschultz.com for all those tickets. I can't wait to see you guys there. Peace.
Also, guys, I do have to mention one date coming up September 15th and 16th, Stress Factory. Hurry up and buy tickets because they will sell out. They are selling quickly. Also, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came to my tapings at White Oak Music Hall, which is an amazing
I have
venue.
to
by the
buy
way.
'em
Thank
right
you to
here,
y'all,
too.
but most importantly, thank you to the fans. This was a fucking dream come true. You guys flew in from everywhere. You showed so much support. I am so grateful to you
How many
guys.
do I
None of this
need?
is possible without you, and I just want to say thank you.
5.
And I know some people wanted to. Somebody literally stole the stool, which is cool, but also some people were saying they wanted to buy the set pieces. We are trying to figure out a way to make that happen. And if we figured it out, you can go pick up those set pieces at White Oak Music Hall, which, by the way, is an amazing venue. I'm going to tell every comedian I know if you want to do a show in Houston, they're the best, and the whole place is gorgeous. So the link's not here, go to
What ship is
akashsing.com, but it should be here by now. Thank you.
Okay, so we did not go to your special taping. Do you feel bad that we weren't there?
No. I would, if y'all were there, I'd have been more nervous than I already was.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Son, I was so nervous after the first taping. My right forearm was like, fuck it. I
The
was like, why
fuck
it
is
so
this
sore?
thing?
And I realized I was
What the fuck
holding
is
the
my
mic like
shit?
this for the full hour or whatever. And then after that, I was fine. I felt like we had enough. But that first taping, I've never been more nervous in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I was so nervous.
And were you like thinking about every single joke?
I was
and
just,
reaction
yeah,
to
what
it?
could go wrong, what can't, like, everything has to line up. And then
Yeah.
I was like, if I hit my marks, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then I knew I flubbed some words, but I was like, with 4
So
tapings,
now I should be
there's
good
the
to get the
statistical
fuck outta
probability
here.
of me messing up these same words 3 times
Yeah.
again, it's just not going to happen.
And
So
if
I
you
was
need
relaxed after
B,
that.
you can always like go back in and record some stuff.
What do you think was your best one? Of the
So
4?
after that first taping, the second taping, I was like weirdly calm.
Really?
I said to Kev, I was like, I'm so calm. I'm so not nervous, I'm getting nervous. I was more nervous this past Saturday in Poughkeepsie than I am right now. And then I got off stage, and then Kev was like, that was the one. And then the cinematographer, Jordan Levy, was a beast. He came out, And he hadn't really seen the set that, like, he might have watched it once, but he gave me a huge hug and he was like, we're done. We got everything we need. We have 2 more shows tomorrow. Now we're just having fun. We already have a top tier special. And then I was like, oh shit, okay. That was the one, I guess. So that was the taping that everybody, I got off thinking it was good, but everybody's like, nah, that was the fucking one. We got some moments out of there that were great. You hit everything. It was unbelievable. So like that's when I felt that feeling was like euphoric. Everybody
What does
telling
it
me I'm
want me
done.
to go?
I was like, oh great, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was a greatest weekend of my life. So.
And now for the hard work.
No, I know it's
That edit is a bitch.
I know.
Start organizing your time now.
I know.
Are you off the road?
I'm taking 6. I got a Stress Factory, and then I'm taking at least 6 weeks off after.
And then
fully
just
off comedy.
organize that fucking time and then get in there. Are you doing it with Kev?
Yeah, Big Kev's obviously the greatest, and he's like, this is the part I'm excited for. And I was like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
this is gonna be brutal.
Yeah,
it's
this
gonna
is
be
the
so
worst
brutal.
part.
This is the brutal part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fun is over.
Yeah.
So it's misery until you
know.
put it out.
I know.
And then when you're about to release it and you're at your lowest confidence because you watched it so much and you're just like, wow.
I just want to
nothing's
get out of
funny
this
here
fucking
in a
solar
whole hour.
system, dude.
You have to watch it with some strangers.
Start
That
you
was a
off
good
with the worst
suggestion I think
planets.
maybe you had, where it was like, let's just get 10 people in here and just have them watch it, and you'll hear them kind of laugh at it, and you'll see how people watch the special. So that we should do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You also
Yeah.
need like an editor you can like abuse, or like mock, or ridicule.
Yeah,
in front of
take out your frustration on the way that their skull is shaped. That's usually
people,
the way it works.
Yeah, people like that.
Yeah, Shifty really earned his stripes that way. You know, Shifty didn't sleep for about 3 months straight. I just want to point
And now he has an
something out.
autoimmune disorder.
This
and
guy
is
has
chronically
fucking
ill.
HIV, dude. Every time we go on a plane, no, this is for real. Every time we go on a plane, he is unbelievably sick within 6 hours of landing. Unbearably sick. I've seen him not sleep for months. He didn't sleep for months when we were doing the special. The guy can't even travel premium economy without immune system completely failing. What do you think this is?
You're a killer.
Yeah, you broke him.
Yeah.
Bro, the guy
You're a
doesn't
killer.
even do anything. The guy stopped working. We did the special, he just fucking sits down. No, I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, what is he doing? I gotta make up things for him to do. See, try some different subtitles or something. Every week I gotta make up a new thing. This kid is falling apart in front of us right now. Shifty, what do you think it is?
See, he can't even speak.
Beats me, dude.
Can't even speak, dude.
That's it.
That's all I got. What do you want me to say?
Because he can't blame his employer for ruining his fucking life
He has his
while
vlog.
he's in the room.
His vlog is like, and that's all you got right now.
Say that? Yeah, we need vlog energy.
Yeah,
bro.
we
we
need
need
vlog
shifty
energy.
vlog energy
Son,
right
that's
now.
just
Not
him
this,
when you're not
"Oh."
around. Look how happy he is.
Brother, I don't need him to be happy. I need him to be healthy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not paying you to be happy. I'm paying you to not fucking sneeze and cough all over the van.
Oh my god. But he only cares about him not getting sick and you being productive.
Yeah.
His actual care about your health, non-existent.
I've never seen someone.
That's not true. I ask you every single day if you're good enough to travel next week.
I've never seen someone get so angry when he found out that he was sick. It's so funny. We're in the car and that Shifty hasn't talked or sneezed or coughed for like 3 weeks or 3 days. We're fucking in some city.
Yeah, which is a fucking world record.
And we're in the car and Shifty's leaning up against the window and then the car gets quiet and it's just us humming along and you just hear.
Yeah.
And like this, bro, I look like Joe Budden finding out that girl was a tranny. You know how I was like,
Bro, it was like the quiet place, dude. It was the fucking quiet place. And Schultz turns
I
around
can't just
like,
throw this
"What
shit."
the fuck was that?" And literally just goes, "Are you sick?" And Shifty goes, "No." And he says it one more time. He goes, "Are you fucking sick?" Shifty just goes.
Yeah, you know his progress though? It's the first time he's believed anybody's sick.
Yeah.
Because if you ever miss work, I remember one time Al had like the fucking flu.
I'm never sick. Motherfuckers in LA or something, lazy, learning tennis.
Damn,
like a
man,
gang.
dying, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sick though.
Nah, he's not sick, bro. This guy not sick.
This guy who put fucking hand sanitizer in his nostrils. Not sick.
Oh, shit,
He faking it. He faking it. He faking it. He faking it.
Al worked so hard he got
Son, I
autism.
really did
That's
that,
crazy.
son. That's
He got work-induced autism. That
Yeah, I don't
almost
believe
never
that sick
happened.
shit. I don't believe that sick shit.
I remember that. I was like, what's wrong with Al? And Andrew was like, the flu. I go, really? He goes, that's what he says. What the fuck is that?
What time of year is it?
Winter, yo.
All right. All right, there's a chance. There's a chance. What do we have to do? What were we doing? What were we doing?
It's all right.
Once you click this video, you'll be taken to uscca.com/maps. From here, you can click on any state and get.
You know, I've had people say that I'm a fence sitter and that I need to have some sort of call to action. And I guess, like, if there's anything that I would respond to that with, a Pharisee asked Jesus, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is, love your neighbor as yourself." If we could learn to make that our priority, it would resolve a lot of the conflicts that have become, like, way overcomplicated, you know?
Hello, everyone watching and listening. Today, I'm speaking with musician Chris Lunsford, better known by his stage name, Oliver Anthony. We discuss the balance between vision and efficiency in artistic and commercial endeavors, why Chris's hit song, Rich Men North of Richmond, has resonated so broadly and so quickly, the way honest expression through music can combat demoralization, how politics have become confused with the sacred, and what we can do to restore each to their proper order. Looking very much forward to it. So, Mr. Anthony, your stage name, your stage persona is Oliver. Your name is Chris. I'm going to call you Chris. You're going to
Perfect.
call me Jordan. So here's something you might not know about me, and I don't care, you know, maybe you want to know it, maybe not. I've been collecting country and western music for about 30 years, something like that. I had a roommate from southern Alberta in college in Montreal. I wasn't really a country and western fan at that point. He really liked Hank Williams, and I started listening to Hank Williams, and I thought, oh my God, man, this is great. And when I moved to Boston, I started collecting old vinyl records. Of course, I had records when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But in the 90s in Boston, you could pick up vinyl for like $3 for $1. You know, it was dirt cheap. So I used to go into the record stores and pick up any old weird-looking album, usually from the 50s, 40s through the 60s. And I built a big collection of country and western music. And then I made a couple of CDs I called Western Blues and was giving those out for Christmas presents. And I actually have a Spotify playlist that's 29 hours long now with 600 songs on it that I've collected for 40 years. My wife and I listen to it a lot in the car. It's real good driving music, you know, and I'm gonna just list some of the characters that I listen to. You're familiar with all these guys, but a lot of people watching and listening won't be, and they should be. There's Hank Williams, of course. Bill Monroe and his Kentucky Boys. Coulter Wall's a new guy from Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great he's great. My son played one of his songs to open my lectures for 11 shows this year. That was really fun. Johnny Horton, Tex Ritter, Hank Snow, Flatt and Scruggs, the Carter Family, Jimmy Rogers, the Stanley Brothers, Roy Acuff, Hackberry Ramblers, Gypsy Kings, Leon Redbone, etc. Tammy and I, my wife, we've just watched the Ken Burns country music documentary, which is absolutely great. It's just brilliant. 8 two-hour episodes. And I've done a couple of shows at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. So that was fun. There's a great bar there called Robert's Western World that I go to when I go down to Nashville. And they have a band there called Kelly's Heroes. They did some music for me
No way.
Life needs great teammates. Be there for yours. With retirement, benefits, and life insurance products, Symetra is your teammate for whatever lies ahead.
Having no more than 1 square foot of space, that's bullshit. Having lots of space, that's Vital Farms.
I am a girl.
I am a girl. I am a girl.
I am a girl.
I am a girl.
I am a girl. I am a girl.
So I'm Claire. I'm from Huntington Beach, and I'm 24.
I'm Hania. I'm 26, and I'm from Inglewood.
I'm Sang. I'm 23, and I'm from Long Beach, California.
I'm Mia. I'm 19, and I'm from Pasadena, California.
I'm Celeste. I'm 19, and I'm from Culver City, California.
I'm Casey. I'm 18, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
My name is Natalie, but you can call me Nat. I am from Washington. I recently moved here for work, but yeah.
For the most part, my technique going in was like a more masculine take on it, because if I was too girly, then it would be too obvious.
What's everyone wearing?
I'm in some Sambas,
What the
black
fuck,
jeans, and
bro?
like a light greenish top from Zara.
I'm wearing Levi's, a like bodysuit, and then dunks, and a little cardigan too.
I'm wearing like a purple skirt, like a white off-the-shoulder top, kind of.
Let's go like, what's everyone's shoe size?
Ooh, I'm a size 10.
10?
Yeah, 10 in women's.
How tall
and
are
men.
you?
5'10". Oh, yeah, so that makes sense.
I'm a short
I actually
girly.
gotta listen
I'm
to this.
4'11" without these heels on. On a good day, I'm 5'4" though.
I am wearing size 7.5. I think it's pretty average for girls, I guess. I'm like 5'3".
I'm a size 5.
I'm 6 foot, and I have a shoe size of.
Oh, yes. This ought to be good.
I'm hurting. I can feel my money draining. They take everything I make and you wonder why I'm complaining. I break my neck to make this money, then they just come and take it from me. My wages ain't that great in the first place. I should be paying you nothing, but they keep on coming. And they keep on taking. These motherfuckers go ham on me every time I bring them the bacon. And I wonder what it's for. Ukraine great funding a war. Have we spent enough yet? Should I guess not? Look, here they come for some more. Fuck me, I'm sore. Sucks being poor. You had the same job for the last 6 years, wasn't struggling before. Back when Trump was in office, fuck all the junk that they called him. I never saw any of the shit that people always said he was in the comments. All of it was nonsense. I ain't even trying to ride him either. I'm just saying you gotta admit that shit was fine when he was the leader. It was fine when he was in charge. I never saw bills as high as they are. I never got chills just literally thinking about filling up my car. It shouldn't be that way. I don't care about Russia or Ukraine, but I do care about my own country. Is that insane? I care a lot about all the tons of money that we're paying because it's mine, not yours, and I'm the one that feels the pain. I get taxed on my fucking ass for every dime I make. It'd be fine if they would spend my money wisely, but no way. It'd be great if they would take it and pay for important shit that benefited you and me and not just wage your wars with it. And where the fuck are all the liberals? I thought you stood against this shit. I thought the war machine was your enemy. Now you're friends with it? Now you wanna go to war? Now you wanna fight? Now you wanna pick sides in a feud where everyone is white? Now you wanna get involved and go and blow a person up? I'm just saying, I'm surprised this altercation ain't diverse enough. No one deserves this stuff. I just don't believe the tears you weep. Countries where brown people get bombed every day. I don't hear a peep, you fucking hypocrites. Thought the race thing was your shtick. I thought as long as white people were involved, you don't give a shit. Those are your words, not mine. I'm just wondering why. Why do we have endless money for them and none for Hawaii? Why is it every time Zelensky needs a loan from someone, we're the only ones that give it to him like we owe him something? We got issues of our own here at home that no one's discussing, and they keep growing cause no one in power is gonna do nothing. We're stuck. How the fuck we gonna help somebody else when we can't even reach inside our own pockets to help ourselves? We could allocate
Dude, I need storage, bro.
in different ways to clothe and feed and bathe and let them know it'll be okay. We could
Or can I
definitely do that.
upgrade?
Don't tell me it's not that simple. People overcomplicate this and make it some fucking riddle like can't just feed everyone. Are you insane? You know how much that costs? Way less than we've sent to Ukraine. I know that for sure. You don't have to be a mathematician or a foreign relations expert to figure out that division. You don't have to draw a graph to see it would cost a fraction to solve half of the problems we have and stop them from happening. I'm just saying, what kind of fucking world we living in? So many billions we've given them. When's Europe chipping in? When When we gonna start splitting and stirring up the dividends and begin telling other nations it's your turn to lend a hand? Listen, I don't think Ukraine deserves any of this, but I also don't think Zelensky is as great as they said he is. I don't believe the media when they blurt shit on their shows. You'd have to be naive to think this dude's as pure as driven snow. No one is, especially when you run a nation, dog. Your morals are compromised the minute that you take the job. So I don't trust Zelensky, Putin, Biden, or anyone. I don't think any of them give a fuck about all us little ones. All the people of Russia, all the people of Ukraine, most of the people of the USA probably feel the same. We don't want this shit, it's only the elites that do. They line their pockets, they profit from this, but not from me and you. Quite the contrary, in fact, we pay for it with our lives and money. They take chunks of everything we make. You soldiers die for nothing, so they can gain some more power and keep their banks fat. And all we get is table scraps. Fuck yeah, it makes me mad. Fuck yeah, I get upset. We're constantly ignored. Why the fuck I gotta pay for this? I don't want this war. How the Pentagon have $6 billion unaccounted for, but when I do my taxes, I'm afraid to be $1 short. I'm afraid I'll go to jail. I'm afraid I'll do some time if I don't pay you back the money that you wasted. That was mine. I can't keep quiet anymore. It's impossible to shut up. I'm sick and tired of being responsible for all your fuck-ups. But the question is, what we gonna do about it? There's never a plan of action. All we seem to do is shout it, and I'm guilty of it too. Always bitching and complaining, never walking, always talking, always lipping off and saying I'ma do shit, but I don't. And to be honest with you, that's the reason I don't make a lot of songs, and that's the truth. I'm sick of bumping my gums. I'm tired of flapping my jibs. Something needs to be done, and I don't know if rapping is it. We need a real solution, but we need to get together first, because unless we're all in this as a whole, it'll never work. However, what do I know? I'm just a moron with a pen, but there's power in numbers, and there's more of us than them.
The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on, continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all.
Every night before I go to sleep, I speak to the man that rules above. He helps get me through these trying times. He guides my way and gets me through the mud. As a mortal man, I put my life in your hands, cause I know you'll do everything to steer me straight. And because of that, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong, and they act like they're right, but it's clear they ain't. They smear your name, but I fear your reign. Some folks don't know how much you sacrificed, and when judgment day comes, they're gonna be sorry, cause they're all gonna have to pay a massive price. But I won't, cause I live for you. No matter how many of my peers doubt me, every breath I take and every step I make is in your name. That'll never change. Dear Fauci, Easter's coming up. Do you think that I can spend it with my loved ones? Maybe open up the window, let the wind blow. Maybe circulate the air, mix it up some. No, I was kidding too. It's just a little joke, I would never disapprove. I already put the chairs 6 feet apart and cut a little hole in my mask big enough to get my spoon through. Yup, yes my lord. Vaccine cards are gonna get checked at the door. I don't care if my brother, my father, my mother doesn't have it. If they don't, they can go next door. They're not welcome at my table. I don't care if you've already had it. There ain't nothing you can tell me. This is fatal. I ain't buying into the junk that Trump sold you chumps. Fuck your narrative. I'm not gonna help you with your fable. I'm trying to keep my health stable. They don't even have their booster shots. They're my family and I love them to death, but they're gonna kill me if I let them in. Should I do it or not? And my friend keeps trying to convince me that he's fine cause he's been vaccinated, but it isn't the same. He only got 2 shots, that was 6 months ago. You gotta get free, now the definition has changed. He better stop bitching cause he might need 4. Maybe every quarter of the year there might be more. Why would you ask questions at a time like this? I mean, I could loot a Nike store. Always talking about natural immunity, vitamin C and capsules of glutamine, water and exercise, going to the gym and eating healthy, zinc and potassium. Ooh-wee. He probably loves Joe Rogan, and that's why his views are inapt. I mean, fucking immune systems? How stupid is that? When have we ever relied on those? Yeah, exactly, I don't know. What, before 2020? Don't be a dummy, you know that was such a long time ago. This is more than the flu, misfortune and doom. This is apples and oranges, a fork and a spoon. Just 2 different things that you can't even compare. And if you wanna go there, you're a moron if you do. Idiot, probably doesn't watch the news. He probably does his own research. He's a doctor too, thinks critically, informs an opinion to the best of his advantage. I mean, I can't even talk to you. Have you not seen the SNL skits? Rest in hell. Piece of shit, don't even go there. I know you've heard the songs with Stephen Colbert. I know you've seen all of those vaccine musicals on the late night shows. How could you not? And if you don't believe those, I don't think that's what Fauci would want, huh? Nah, fuck the AIDS pandemic. That was way back in the 80s, man, forget it. I don't care that you got everything wrong back then, too. This is like way damn different. I'm willing to give you a second chance and a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Man, I don't like to get into the technical shit. Just tell me how many more injections to get. Gain of function. That's just Republicans saying some dumb shit. I don't count that, fuck it. It's not about how many mistakes you make. It's when you make a mistake and how you bounce back from it. And you're real fucking good at that. There's so many things that have come to light. You could probably do something horrible like kill a dog and nobody would even... Oh, right. I don't mind if you butchered beagles. You can murder my grandma. I wouldn't look at it as evil as long as one of them doesn't do it with their careless actions. Maskless, ruthless people. It's like folks don't believe in you anymore. All the faith and the trust is gone. I don't care that you put hounds 6 feet deep in the ground. I always root for the underdog. Alright, I'm done fucking around. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. That's not the exact definition of the word. It was Einstein's, but it makes sense, so it holds. Look, if I was your fitness coach and I was giving you routines to get to your goals, but you kept getting fatter and you weren't getting thinner, would you keep paying for me to assist you? No. Or better yet, what if I was your physician and you came to me with a sickness?
First, let's prep the meat. No beef. First, we're gonna get the ingredients.
Order and chaos rolling in the multiverse. For thousands of years,
As a real estate guy, I can make millions of dollars and use the exact same tax loopholes that a Donald Trump would use and pay effectively no tax. And does that make me a bad guy, or did I just study the tax code?
It makes you a bad guy, yes.
Damn.
Step forward if you agree. Being poor is a choice.
I do not want to be disingenuous to ignore systemic issues that we all experience, but I feel like it's 2021 and there's a lot of free resources. I mean, Facebook has a lot of free courses. I think that poor is also a mindset.
I agree. Originally, when I came on here, I started straight at the homeless shelter. I had to flee from domestic violence from my family. Most people in general don't choose to be poor, but since I've been here, specifically in LA, a lot of people outside, they don't want to come into the shelter because they'd rather be in the tents.
I mean, I grew up poor,
Okay.
so I have been on both sides of the coin.
Okay.
And I can reflect and look back on some of the lifestyle choices that I was making, some of the people that I was hanging around. So I don't think that people can initially control if they're born into poverty, but I think that there is a certain level of control that comes along with being able to have that determination and that resilience.
Can I have the disagreeer step forward?
We need to realize that these people are on the street not because
What are these
of
fucking
their own
things?
choosing, but because of the system that we live in perpetuates these things.
If I could speak to that, I come from a family that once relied on welfare and food stamps, and I've been blessed enough to make millions of dollars in real estate. But had I bought real estate from 2005 to 2008, I'd probably be bankrupt today. I just bought it at the right time.
People wish to be rich, they don't want to be rich. The difference is, do you take action? That being said, I agree with a lot of your points you're making about people not really having the resources or the opportunity to have any kind of action plan.
Some people don't even want to be rich. Like, I don't want to be rich. But I also don't want to be poor. I'm happy in the middle. And I would want to live in society where they could perpetuate people to lift themselves out of poverty through programs and just be in the middle.
Billionaires should not exist.
I don't see how anyone could ever spend $1 billion. It's not a necessity to have that much money, and I feel like there is a certain cap in which, like, you can completely survive and thrive with this amount of money, and then if you surpass that, you're just hoarding.
And then we've seen what people with billions of dollars are doing with their money. They're going to space for fun. Like,
Right.
clearly, if we tax those people properly, they get their wealth and distribute it to people who need it, that'd be a much better use than going to space for fun.
Personally, I don't think there's an issue with billionaires existing. The issue for me is that they need to be held accountable the same way poor people do. And I'm talking about the justice system.
When you look at a lot of billionaires who have gotten that way because of the just incredible amount of value they've given